Viking lander. Secret transmission, 1976. In 1976, the world watched with awe as NASA's Viking 1 and Viking 2 landers became the first spacecraft to successfully land on the surface of Mars and transmit detailed images of the red planet back to Earth. Officially, the Viking missions were hailed as groundbreaking achievements in space exploration, with their primary mission being the search for signs of microbial life in Martian soil. But beneath the polished narrative presented to the public, a far more chilling story was unfolding, one that involved a secret transmission from Mars that has been buried under layers of classified secrecy for decades. The Viking landers were equipped with cutting-edge technology designed to analyze the Martian environment and search for biochemical signs of life. One of their key instruments was the labeled release, LR, experiment, developed by Dr. Gilbert Levin, a leading microbiologist. The LR experiment was designed to detect metabolic activity by introducing a nutrient-rich solution to Martian soil and monitoring for the release of radioactive gases that would indicate the presence of living microorganisms. But what happened during those experiments was nothing short of extraordinary and terrifying. On July 30th, 1976, Viking 1's LR experiment returned results that stunned the scientific community. The data showed a positive response, suggesting that microbial life had been detected in the Martian soil. But instead of announcing this discovery to the world, NASA inexplicably dismissed the results as inconclusive, attributing the data to unknown chemical reactions rather than biological activity. The public was told that no definitive evidence of life had been found, and the findings were quietly swept under the rug. But according to whistleblowers and insiders, what the public was never told was that the Viking landers had transmitted far more than just ambiguous data. Buried deep within encrypted channels, the landers allegedly sent a classified transmission that contained information so profound that it was immediately suppressed by high-level government authorities. The transmission, described as an anomalous data stream, was intercepted by the Deep Space Network, DSN, and classified at the highest levels of secrecy. What did this secret transmission contain? According to leaked reports from individuals who claim to have had access to classified documents, the transmission included images and telemetry data suggesting the presence of artificial structures on the Martian surface. These structures, some as large as city blocks, appeared to exhibit geometric patterns and symmetrical designs that could not be explained by natural geological processes. The most chilling claim? Some of these structures emitted faint but detectable electromagnetic signals, as if they were still operational. Further adding to the mystery, insiders allege that Viking 1 transmitted a brief but highly encrypted audio signal that was unlike anything ever recorded in space exploration. The signal, analyzed by top cryptographers and linguists, reportedly contained a pattern that some interpreted as an attempt at communication, a message from an unknown source. But instead of sharing this revelation with the world, NASA and the U.S. government allegedly classified the data, fearing the societal and geopolitical consequences of acknowledging that intelligent life, or remnants of it, had been detected on Mars. Perhaps the most unsettling part of this story is the suggestion that Viking 1's signal may not have been random. Some believe that the lander may have triggered an ancient mechanism or system on Mars, one that had been dormant for millennia but was reactivated by human activity. If true, this would mean that the Viking mission was not just a search for microbial life. It was an unintentional first contact with an ancient intelligence. Viking 2, which landed on Mars just weeks after Viking 1, also reportedly transmitted data that was classified almost immediately. While its public mission mirrored that of its twin lander, insiders claim that Viking 2's findings corroborated the anomalies detected by Viking 1, strengthening the theory that Mars was once home to a highly advanced civilization, and that remnants of that civilization may still exist beneath the Martian surface. In the years since the Viking missions, NASA has continued to explore Mars with increasingly sophisticated rovers and orbiters. But despite decades of exploration, the anomalies detected by Viking 1 and 2 have never been fully explained. Some researchers believe that subsequent missions have been tasked with monitoring and studying the artificial structures discovered by the Viking landers, but that the most significant findings have been withheld from the public. Adding to the intrigue, Dr. Gilbert Levin, the original designer of the LR experiment, has spent decades insisting that Viking's experiments detected microbial life on Mars. Despite presenting his findings to NASA and the scientific community, his work has been systematically ignored and marginalized, further fueling suspicions that the Viking missions uncovered far more than the world was ever told. As humanity prepares for crewed missions to Mars and the possibility of establishing a permanent colony, one question lingers like a shadow over our future endeavors. What did Viking 1 and 2 really discover on Mars? And if those discoveries were so profound that they had to be buried under layers of secrecy, what awaits future explorers who will one day set foot on the Martian surface? The truth about the Viking landers' secret transmission remains locked away in classified archives, but the echoes of their discovery still resonate, a haunting reminder that the greatest secrets of our universe may not be in the stars, but right next door on the red planet. And as humanity inches closer to becoming an interplanetary species, the revelation of what the Viking missions truly uncovered may not just change our understanding of Mars. It could alter the course of human history forever.